Very good afternoon, students. Last PowerPoint present of last week, which I have sent you, you are understanding the terms of the grammatic estimation. Grammatic is the quantitative analysis whose that unit is grams per liter because we are getting the product in solidic form and the result which gains with the grams per liter. This experiment is very important according to the industrial view. And we are knowing now to choose that correct answer and give that correct product, we are always giving that importance to the grammatic analysis. So today we will start with the grammatic estimation number 1, that is iron. The aim of this experiment is to estimate grammatically iron as Fe2O3 from the given solution of ferrous ammonium sulfate, copper sulfate and free sulfuric acid. Now you have seen the formulas of ferrous ammonium sulfate, copper sulfate and free sulfuric acid on the slide. Remember the solution which is supplied to you in your grammatic flask, that is unknown to you. How much amount it is given to you, you don't know. That's what we have to understand first of all, what the practical we have to follow or demonstrate. Okay, so today's aim is to estimate grammatically, means find out the iron which is in the form of Fe2O3, which has the solution having that ferrous ammonium sulfate, copper sulfate and free sulfuric acid. So we only wanted to know about how much or how many grams of iron it is present in this solution. So remaining sulfate, copper, H2O, all are the interfering radicals which we don't want. That's what this is very important to know or to get that the proper instruments or apparatus. So for this practical, we are requiring the washing bottle to wash the product while filtering, measuring cylinder to measure appropriate quantity of the solution, 250 ml, 100 ml volumetric grammatic flask for the precipitate pipette out 10 ml and 25 ml pipette, 500 ml Borosil beaker, the burner to heat, glass rod that we have to take the precaution which that solution it will not bump on the body, funnel, Wattsman filter paper number 41, gauge or sinter glass crucible, but for this purpose today we are using the Wattsman filter paper number 1. Gauge and sinter crucible we are not using for this practical. Oven, furnace and the desiccator. The purpose of the desiccator which is made up of calcium carbonate and concentrated H2SO4, it will absorb the whole moisture which is present in your crucible and the product it will keep in a dry. That's what 5 minutes we have to keep that our crucible with product in a desiccator. Oven we have to heat and make the dry product. That's what 110 degree temperature it should be managed. Now the chemicals which we required for this, see the practical only simple way that we have to count how much amount of the grams of iron it is present. For this, that concentrated HCl it is required due to what? That whole the amount of acidic condition, copper it turns itself into the copper sulfide because copper is the second group element. So that HCl and H2S when it will carried out with the copper, so copper itself turns into the copper sulfide, CuS. And that's what concentrated HCl, H2S gas, distilled water, concentrated nitric acid, solid ammonium chloride, ammonium hydroxide actually or 1:1 ammonia, silver nitrate for the removal of chlorine. So these are the chemicals we have to keep on our table. Now what is the exactly principle or the theory behind this practical? It is very simple, that solution which you are having and that unknown quantity that is present in front of you. So we have to find out how much iron it is present. So most of metal industries they are to be doing this. So solution has iron to estimate, but copper is also present in it, and that's what it acts as an interfering radical or ion. To remove copper 2 plus, H2S gas must pass to the solution in hot acidified condition. Copper turns to copper sulfide, dark blue black colored PPT. Remove it by filtration. H2S is expelled out completely and then ferrous iron is first oxidized to ferric iron by using suitable oxidizing agent like HNO3, that is nitric acid. So Fe2 ferrous, it turns itself into the Fe3 plus ferric iron, which is precipitated as ApOH thrice. Using ammonia in the presence of ammonium chloride, by doing ignition, it is further weighed as Fe2O3. Thus, the Fe is the third B radical, copper is the second group radical, and that's what, to remove the copper we don't want, because we are only requiring the iron. That's what, third B radicals, they are to be present, or the agents which we required, and copper to remove H2S gas must pass in the presence of HCl. So this is the theory or the principle behind it. Many more same radicals, they are present in earth crust, and we have to take care of that all that impurities which we require when we are to be requiring or taking that iron in a pure form. And that's what this practical has its own importance or its beauty behind it, that it will give that correct or that exact weight. Okay, now what is the procedure? The procedure is simple, that SYBSC and FYBSC also. You have seen that grammatic estimation. You have done also the practicals. So the first of all, the procedure, that in a grammatic flask you have supplied that unknown quantity of solution, we have to take care of by using lower meniscus and using the distilled water. You have to dilute the given unknown quantity of solution with distilled water to 100 ml exactly to the mark by using lower meniscus. Afterwards, shake the flask 2 to 3 times by taking precautions. That is, one drop of the solution, it will not falls down, because it will measure directly and it will directly impact on the result. Pour it in a 250 ml beaker. So after shaking, you pour the solution into the 250 ml clean and dry beaker. Now, first step must be follow like that copper we don't want in the solution. That's what, copper must be removed. After that one we can get the pure form of iron, and that's what, removal of copper as copper sulfide. This step is very important while doing this practical. Now for TYBSC only interfering radicals are there. SY and FY we don't have. We are directly using nitric acid. We are changing that Fe2 to Fe3. So first, here for TYBSC you have to take care of remove the interfering radical, and in this practical copper is the interfering radical. So how to remove it? Let us see. Pipette out 2 times 25 ml of the solution, that is the total 50 ml solution, and pour it in a 500 ml Borosil clean and dry beaker. Add to it again the 50 ml distilled water by 20 ml pipette, because the volume must be the same and we have to take care of. Then add to it 3 ml concentrated HCl to make the solution acidic in condition, and while we are to be passing the H2S gas, that copper must change itself into the copper sulfide, and that's what we are adding here, 3 ml concentrated HCl. Boil the solution, keep the beaker on asbestos sheet, keep the glass rod in it, pass H2S gas from the solution. Black colored precipitate of copper sulfide forms in beaker. Boil the solution and filter the using funnel with Whatman filter paper number 41. Wash the PPT with hot distilled water. Now here we are using hot distilled water because that any dust or any particle, it should not be removed. Reject the precipitate of copper sulfide and collect all the washings in a Borosil 500 ml beaker, because we are taking care that all the iron, it is present in our filtrate. Now second step, we are now turning to the real practical, that make sure by smell or lead acetate paper that H2S removes completely from the boiling solution. So lead acetate paper, take it as it is. Lead acetate paper, it forms like this, filter paper, simple paper, dip into the lead acetate solution, and then keep on the hot solution or that hot vapors of the solution. When it will turn black, it means that H2S is present. If it will not turn in black, it remains as it is, it means our solution is fully free from H2S. So till that it is not having black color, we have to heat the solution. Add 3 ml of concentrated nitric acid and boil the solution for 5 minutes. In this step, Fe2 will oxidize to Fe3, that indicates that slight yellow color it appears in the solution. Heat the solution to boil afterwards and then keep the beaker on asbestos sheet. To this, add pinch of ammonium chloride. Actually, so many times it is to be given that 2 gram or 1 gram, but that much is not necessary because we are only using as a reagent, and that's what, while using reagent, chlorine should not be remain in the solution, which will increase the weight and which is not proper for us, and that's what, only pinch that as a reagent we have to add. Then dropwise addition of 1 test tube of 1:1 ammonia till we get reddish brown colored ApOH thrice ferric hydroxide. Precipitate out by dropwise addition of 1:1 ammonia with constant stirring. So while adding that ammonia, we have to stir it constantly and add it slight excess to complete precipitation, and add it slight excess, that is 2 ml. Just boil this mixture and keep the beaker aside on asbestos sheet to settle down the precipitate properly. Next, what we have to do is adjust the funnel on stand and fold Whatman paper number 41 as 3:1 part. Upon this, pour the mixture slowly and add 2 test tubes of distilled water in a beaker and pour it on filtration. By this, each particle of the product we can get proper manner. Upon this, pour 1 ml of ammonium nitrate to remove the impurities and make the product it is in a very pure state. Keep that product it is in a very pure state. That only FeOH thrice must be there. Taste the third washing of solution for chlorine. For this purpose, take 1 ml of filtrate in test tube and add silver nitrate in it. If we have the curdy PPT, that is precipitate, it forms in a test tube, it means that our solution has the chlorine as interfering, and that's what we have to wash again and again, twice or thrice. Then we will get that a clear solution of filtrate while adding silver nitrate. It means that we are removing all the chlorine and the sulfate from the solution, and then keep forward. To remove it again, wash the precipitate with distilled water solution free from chlorine and sulfate. As chlorine removes from the solution, dry the precipitate on air cone. As filter paper dries, ignite it on furnace by keeping folded paper on crucible, which weight has taken on electronic balance, till precipitate turns into brownish ash and then into white ash. Keep crucible 5 minutes in a desiccator for moisture absorbing and drying purpose. FeOH test converts to the Fe2O3 at this stage. So, while cooling for some time, we accurately on electronic balance that the product it is turn itself into the Fe2O3. By using this weight, calculate amount of iron and ferrous ammonium sulfate in the given solution. Now this is the exact practical that you have to perform in the laboratory as like this. Now the observations, what you have to take, that weight of the empty crucible. Now I have taken that 14 gram weight of the empty crucible, and the product that I have that 14.161. So that's what W2 minus W1, it gives that the exact weight of the product, that is 0.161 gram, and this is the your practical, that in your given unknown solution you will get that ferric or that iron that is in a solid form, that is 0.161 grams in the form of Fe2O3. Now this is your practical. Now see that in your flask how the reactions they convert itself. Copper sulfate, when it is to be passed with that H2S, there is the formation of copper sulfide plus H2SO4. Second reaction, ferrous ammonium sulfate, when treats with that nitric acid and the H2SO4, there is the formation of Fe2SO4 thrice, which we require. Again, this Fe2SO4 thrice plus 6 ammonium hydroxide, it will turn into the FeOH thrice, and this FeOH thrice, when we heat it, it turns itself into the Fe2O3, which is in a pure form, and this is your practical. By means of calculation and the gravimetric factor, we have to take that result as the ferrous ammonium sulfate, how many grams it is present in our solution, iron, how many grams it is present in our solution, and the weight of the product. So these three are your main results which you have to write. Now calculation, let us see, it's very simple. First of all, that W gram is the weight of the residue, that is we have that 0.161 gram. When that 50 ml diluted solution we have taken, and that's what the 100 ml diluted solution, it comes that 2 into W gram. That's what, by using the grammetric factor, 1 gram of Ap2O3, it corresponds to 0.6994 grams of ferrous ammonium sulfate. That's what, 4.911 into 2W divided by 1, it comes 1.580 gram. That is in your solution 580 gram of the ferrous ammonium sulfate is present, and about the iron quantity, 1 gram of Ap2O3 which corresponds to 0.6994 gram of iron, and by the calculation it comes as 0.2252 gram of iron it is present in your solution. So this is your calculation, and by means of using the grammetric factor, and these are the results. First result, you have to mention the weight. So 50 ml diluted solution gave 0.161 gram of iron, that is Fe2O3, and quantity of FAS, that it comes 1.580 gram, and quantity of iron in the solution, it comes 0.2252 gram. So this is about the whole practical, but we have to take the proper precautions while dilution, while making that heating the purpose, because we have to increase the nucleus rate, so digest it properly, filter it is in a proper manner, use that filtrate papers, so maintain the time which we required for the crystal growth, and it must not have that interfering radical, that one of iron in it, then only we will get that proper or exact weight of the product. So all right, all these terms now you are knowing, and in theory also you studied very well with the volumetric and the grammatic analysis. So students, please follow the Sutar sir's instructions regarding the practical writing, and I have mentioned in the text messages also. So thank you very much. If you have any difficulty, or if you don't understand any term, please repeat or read it twice, then you will get it clear. Thank you very much. Stay safe.